Good morning, Mango Mamas. It's Motivational Monday, and I am here not to motivate you with perfection. I'm here to motivate you with me being a little bit of a slacker last week. Let me not call it a slacker. So I was going through, the ways of the woman last week, and I was not feeling that great. So I was kind of really bare minimum last week. I did my two like strength training workouts. I got some steps in, but didn't even meet my step goals. But here's the thing. For Motivational Monday, I wanted to encourage you with that because it doesn't matter what happened yesterday. There's always tomorrow. There's always the rest of the day. I don't want us to have this all or none thinking like if I can't get it perfect, then I shouldn't do it at all. Or even thinking like I haven't done it for so many days, what difference does it make now? Fitness is a journey. Taking care of ourselves is a journey. And for me, even though this last week has not been like my best week and it may not be super motivating to somebody who sees me laying in my bed all comfortable and just kind of doing the bare minimum, I think it is motivating because it shows that at any time we can pick up and just pick up where we left off. Okay, if you're in my 8 week core challenge, I want to encourage you with this motivational Monday. The big thing is be quick about getting up and just starting again. I love to do resets at the beginning of every month. That's when we advertise for like boot camp and let everybody know, hey, we're going to open up boot camp because that's oftentimes our reset at the beginning of the month, but you can reset anytime. And I think Monday is always a great time to reset. Here's a tip that I do. When I find myself doing, kind of like not doing as much as I'd like to, or I want to kind of bump it up, I will spend the evening before, like yesterday, I'll take out my journal and I'll start writing what do I want to do differently and how am I going to get it done. So I wrote it out. I envisioned my morning this morning. I'm like, I'm going to get up at this time. I'm going to have my quiet, devotional Bible reading time. Then I'm going to do my workout after that. So I envisioned it last night and I thought about what I needed to get done. And then I went to bed. And then this morning, it's more likely to happen because I planned it out. So I want you to know if you haven't been active lately, join the club. Get up and start again, okay? There's nothing wrong with that because remember, here's our new motto. I care for my body so I can show up fully for those who I love and for what I'm called to do. That's our new motto. That's our new motto in our 8 week core challenge. So if you're listening, I want you ladies who are in my 8 week core challenge, get up, do your core rehab wherever you are in our 8 week core challenge. Do that thing today, even if it's just 2 to 5 minutes and you're doing our quick start, do that, okay? Don't feel bad about what hasn't been done. Just keep moving forward. Today, we're going to do, speaking of doing something is better than nothing, I'm going to do a 7 minute workout with you. It's a total body 7 minute workout. I've actually done this twice this morning. So, what you can do if you want to make this a more complete workout, do this session 3 times and you'll get the total thing. But we're just going to do one set of everything today. So let's get started. And then we're going to start off with a cat cow and a chest opener. All right. This is really great. I know it doesn't seem like much, but that's the thing about rehabbing your core and total body strength is that sometimes it's not about working harder. It's about working smarter. This is really great because you're getting more mobility in the rib cage. A lot of times our rib cage is pretty stuck, and that makes a difference, especially if you have a lower belly pudge, if it's more of a lower belly issue. So what we're doing is we're just arching our back down, getting a nice little stretch, moving those ribs, and then we're pushing up, moving those ribs up, and then we're even moving our ribs out to the side, getting that mobility. That really makes a difference with whether or not you're going to activate your lower core or not. Okay? This is something that we often lose during pregnancy, that rib cage mobility, and that affects our posture and all the like. Okay, speaking of posture, we're going to do some wall slides. This is another one that's not very difficult. I'm just here on the wall. My chin is slightly in, and I'm going to just lift up, keeping my shoulders out of my ears. This is great for our posture. And when you are working on your posture, you're actually working on your core because proper core engagement has to have proper posture. And that's why posture is really a part of the 8 week core challenge, my core rehab program. This is a total body workout. I'm including different elements for our total body. If you're needing core rehab because you have leaking back pain, loose, weak mommy tummy, don't wait. Let's go ahead and say ready in the comments, jump in because You know, a lot of times I think we might think about, oh yeah, you know, I want to bounce back. I want to have my pre-baby body, and that's not what this is really about. This is about literally not breaking down. Okay, we I don't look 100% pre-baby. I have stretch marks. I have loose skin. You know, that's not what we're here for, you know, to just to be pre-baby. Like I've had 4 kids. Like my stomach looks like I've had 4 kids, but it sure is a lot stronger. It's a lot tighter. You know, the leaking, the back pain, all of that is amazing that I don't have to deal with all of that anymore. Look, this is the reverse plank. If that's difficult for you, that's okay. Put your knees there and go up. Okay, this is good. We're trying to get the posture, the strength of the back chain. You can put one knee up too. If your shoulders, if it's too much for that, you can come up here. All right, or you can even come on without using your shoulders at all. All right, we're trying to work the back of the muscles. That's going to help with posture, the back chain. All right, and that also helps pull in the tummy. I'm telling you. But we're in a little bit of a break right here, 5 more seconds. If I put my head forward, I can push my belly out. When I tuck my chin in, it's hard to do that because my posture, those back muscles, pull it up and in. Okay, so it's really good not to neglect those back muscles. Okay, we're going to do an overhead squat. I'm using 12 pounds. Use whatever is challenging for you. We're going to come down to a squat. We're going to press up. Make sure your posture is nice and tall here. If you're slightly hunched over, you're going to get more of your superficial ab muscles, but if you're nice and tall, you're going to get that lower belly, all right? So here, keep your chin slightly tucked in and push up with the exhale to get that full engagement. Going down to the squat, back up, press. I feel that. Like I said, this is actually my 3rd time doing this morning. I was just kind of playing around with a new workout sequence. And I thought, you know, for my 3rd set, I'm going to get on here and do it with you guys. With you, because it's more fun together, right? All right. Bent over row. I'm going to up my weights a little bit. Feeling good this morning. Let's do 14.5. We're just going to go over and up again. This helps with posture too. Also helps with our core. Helps with our glutes. We need good glutes for good core strength, good pelvic floor strength. Up, inhale, exhale as we lift to engage that core. People often ask, when do I inhale? When do I exhale? In general, you want to exhale at the hardest part of the move so that you're really engaging your core during that part. Back up. You guys, I'm going out of town tomorrow, and you know, the summertime is often full of changes and, you know, your schedule's all off. So I plan on coming back on Wednesday. I'm not going to be able to bring my weights on the plane, obviously. I'm going to bring this band. I'm going to use that instead, okay? So join me on Wednesday. Let's see how that goes, okay? All right, we're going to do a deadlift. I'm going to go down just as far as my butt can go out and then back up. All right, so we don't have to touch the floor here. We're just pushing our butt back, keeping the weights close to the shins, coming back up. Building those glutes, arms, core, pelvic floor. This is great for all of that. Down, push your butt back as far as it'll go. Once it can't go any farther, then squeeze it back up. Doing great. Doing great. This is just a 7-minute workout, and I promise you'll feel it. If you're feeling really good, do it a couple more times. Just do it one more time. You know? I have in my 8-week core challenge, my ladies, I say, if nothing else, do our quick start. We have a quick start portion of our program. If you're listening from the 8-week core challenge, which I know my ladies do, I will usually download these because Facebook deletes them in 30 days. And I've been putting them in my app for my mama so you can always have these, especially the little extra tidbits I give in here. Okay, we're going through the beast. We're going to lift our knees up a little bit. In here, I want you to make sure your shoulders are out of the ears. Push up through the armpits so you can really work that the back. You're not just sagging down. Okay, you're up. You don't have to keep it up. You can just kind of pulse up and down. Okay, wherever you are, start where you are. If this is too much for your wrist, it's okay. Get up in the chair. Push up. Okay, we don't want to make it to where we feel like we can't do a thing. Just modify it. We got to modify it. And sometimes that's where my personalized coaching comes in with some of my ladies because sometimes there's a lot of modifications needed or cueing needed. Hey, we're done. That was 7 minutes. See, that's it. I felt that. Sweating. I feel like I did something, and that was literally like less than 7 minutes. If you guys want to do more, like I said, do it over and over. Do it a couple more times. But a one that I posted on my stories, you'll see a comment that I got from a mom who was like, wow, I'm really noticing a difference. Even my husband is noticing, a difference. And so these simple exercises, now this is total body because it's so important that we do the total body exercises so we can stay strong. Because like I said, it's not about bouncing back, it's about not breaking down. Especially those of us who are 35 plus, we are losing muscle tone every day. And this is how we maintain it. It's so much easier to maintain it than it is to try to get it back after we've lost it. And a lot of times people don't really get serious about things until we start breaking down. Don't wait till you're breaking down, okay? We can, I think sometimes too we feel like we have to work hard. We don't have to work hard to maintain our deep core strength, stop the leaking back pain, the loose mommy tummy. It's actually working smarter. So if you've been working really hard, like I had a mom who was talking to me last week, she was in CrossFit. And she was like, what do you think? I was like, I'm not against CrossFit, but if it's too much for you, if you're not able to really manage your core strength while doing those exercises, let's say you see your tummy bulging while you're doing the exercises, you feel pressure or heaviness coming down when you're doing the exercises, then that's a sign that that's too much for you and you're going farther than your deep core strength can take you. So it's so important to get that core strength intact first before doing really hardcore exercises. I think sometimes, like for her, she was thinking maybe harder was better. Harder is not better. We've got to work smarter, okay? A lot of times in my 8-week core challenge, like one mom, I know you're probably watching, Heather, she says how she just does the 5-minute deep core quick start exercises, and that keeps her back intact. Just the little 5 minutes that she does. So it's not about working hard, long, it's about working smart, okay? So I want to encourage you with that today. Something is better than nothing. And remember, we take care of our bodies so we can show up fully for those who we love and for what matters most, what we're called to do, all right? Be encouraged, and I'll see you next time. Bye.